Against the backdrop of the Hamas attack on 7 October, the Israeli military response is conducted in 3 phases. Phase 1 refers to airstrikes on Hamas targets. Phase 2 comprises low-intensity raids by specialist units. And on 28 October, Israel began Phase 3, which is the large-scale ground invasion of Gaza. The first operational challenge faced by Israel is that Gaza is heavily populated, and Hamas love using civilian buildings like hospitals and so on. As the Israeli military seeks to minimize civilian casualties, they are faced with severe restrictions to their freedom of military actions. While the Israeli military has dropped leaflets to warn civilians to evacuate, Hamas has told civilians to stay. Hamas's vast network of underground tunnels has been described as a spider's web, estimated to be about 500 kilometers long. In comparison, Singapore is about 49 kilometers from the east to the west. While Israel does have specialized units trained to operate in tunnels, the vast majority of Israeli ground forces are unfamiliar with underground warfare. As Hamas militants would know their tunnels better, they would have a significant advantage over Israeli forces. There could also be numerous booby traps awaiting Israeli soldiers, similar to what US forces encountered during the Vietnam War. Hamas forces can appear from anywhere to ambush Israeli forces, leading to high Israeli casualties. The rise of civilian casualties have led to international calls for a ceasefire with Hamas, a terrorist organization. Some countries even cut diplomatic ties with Israel. There is also the rise in anti-Semitism as well as jihadism around the world.
Hamas is not a terrorist group.
Bruh.
In addition to Hamas, Israel also has to deal with the possible involvement of Iran, as well as Iranian proxies, such as Hezbollah in Lebanon. Hezbollah and Israel have exchanged fire in the north. In response to Iran's threat, the US Navy has deployed 2 carrier strike groups to the region to deter against any third-party involvement. Another Iranian proxy, Yemen's Houthi rebels, has also fired numerous missiles and drones against Israel, some of which were intercepted by US Navy warships in the area. Israel also deployed its navy to the Red Sea in response to this. The current Israeli government has no clear plans after the capture of Gaza. Will Israel annex Gaza, or will Israel allow the Palestinian Authority from the West Bank to administer Gaza? We do not know. Israel has stated that its objective is to completely destroy Hamas. But so long as some Hamas members survive, attacks against Israel will likely continue. The war in Gaza has also spilled over to the West Bank, causing increased civil unrest. Economic activities such as civilian flights have also been affected by this conflict. And the majority of Israel's ground forces are mobilized reservists who also hold civilian jobs. The 360,000 reservists is about 10% of Israel's working population. If this conflict drags on, it would certainly hurt Israel's economy.